What's up, world? It's your boy Gambit, representing Underground Sound Records. Today I'm going to show y'all a little quick tutorial on gain staging. Now, I gain stage whenever I'm in Logic, and whenever I export everything out, and I put it in Pro Tools to start mixing my beats. Some things still aren't at the level that I want, so today I'm going to show you a beat that I just worked on earlier today, and I exported it out. Everything's set to 0, nothing's panned. I do have certain things sent to buses and stuff like that, just because this is one of my templates for my beats in Pro Tools. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna take a quick listen to it, and we're gonna just start from there. My first step in gain staging is I like to find the instrument that carries the track, the instrument that really stands out more than the other ones, that is the heart of the track. That's what I like to call it. But we're just gonna take a quick listen to everything. Alright, sounds pretty bad. Now, you might be asking yourself, what is the goal of gain staging? The goal of gain staging for me is to get things balanced before I start mixing and adding, compressors and EQs and all that other stuff. So I like the gain stage to get my stuff balanced where I like it, to where whenever I'm start adding everything else, I don't have to go back and forth and turn this back up and turn this down. So we could obviously see that this track right here is going to be the heart of this track right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to solo out all these instruments right here, and I'm going to start gain staging just the instruments. I'm going to start, getting levels on everything right here. Alright, so you could tell, everything got a lot lower. But, we're going to bring everything else up later. Right now, we're just trying to get headroom so when we add the drums, everything's not clipping. So, let's go ahead and play the rest of this track right here. Alright, so we started turning down, certain things, like this chant was a little loud, it's sticking too out. This thing I like to call the ting, it's a triangle instrument almost. Open hi-hat was a little bit too loud. So the point is that you don't want everything to be completely loud to where it's like you can't even understand what's going on in the track. You want to be able to hear everything. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn up my inbox real quick, because I kind of turn everything low. But one thing that I see a lot of cats doing is they want people to feel that 808, and they just turn it up all the way, and then there's no room for the rest of the instruments. You have no room whatsoever. All you have is the 808, and then you're trying to turn up everything else to try to, compete with that 808. So, I really don't go about it like that. I do other things to make the 808 stand out. I like to get it at a decent volume. As you can see, I have it bust out right here to see what the final volume is. I do have my EQ and two different EQs right there and some other stuff. I'm going to go into that later, what I do with that. But, I like to get it at a certain level, because I know whenever I put it in my car that has a pretty good system, it's got, 1,000 watts, 500 on each 12, that whenever I put it in there, it's going to jam, and it's not going to... I know at that level that people are gonna hear that 808. Now you look at a song like "The Motto" with Drake and Lil Wayne. That song is pretty much just the percussive instruments, and no other instruments except the drums, except that 808. So it's okay. But in a track like this, where you got quite a few instruments, you're gonna have to give each thing its own designated space in the mix. All right, so now we're coming up on the hook, and now I got some other instruments that are coming in that weren't in the very beginning. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna turn some of this down right here. All right, so that's pretty much it for this tutorial. We went through the first, the intro, the first verse, and the first hook. It's pretty much gonna have all the instruments. You might introduce a new instrument in the second hook that you didn't have in the first, and so on and so forth. But you get the idea. So what I did, step one, I found the heart of the instrument, the heart of the instrumental that we're working on, the whatever beat we have. This instrument's gonna be the one that carries it throughout the track. I turned that one down to a reasonable volume. And then I soloed out all my instruments, and then I got them to pretty much be, in balance with that one instrument. And then what I did is I went to the rest of my drums and everything else, my effects and all that good stuff up here, and I set it accordingly. That way I'm not gonna be going back and forth. There's gonna be certain stuff that I'm gonna adjust, of course, but it's not like I'm gonna be having to go back and forth a bunch of times to try to get this to work. It just makes life easier whenever you game stage from the beginning.